I think what's really cool about a play versus traditional training or workshops is that it's hard to be distracted, it's hard to pull away, and it's hard not to feel something.
There's no expectation on me as an audience member to do or say, but what it is doing to my mind is making me reflect on my own experience. So it's a very disarming way to talk about these topics that sometimes people can feel are threatening or awkward.
If something is bitter, theatre has a way of putting honey and making it sweet so that people can take it down. Having someone standing in front of you and just telling you the do's and don'ts or the this is good and this is bad doesn't always go down so well, and it's not always received in the best way. But with theatre, when you've got characters that look a lot like you, that reflects society, that you see yourselves in, it then can sort of penetrate a mindset that otherwise may not have received that in the same way.
It really struck a chord in terms of what people go through in the workplace and the unfairness. And I just thought it was incredibly lifelike.
For example, when they were having the one-on-one meetings, I was like, oh, this is such a great indication of how power imbalances really manifest and the impact that has. And organizations can use that as a tool to be like, okay, well, when this happens in our organizations, how do we make sure that we are being more inclusive in how we run meetings, right? And how we give performance reviews. So I really feel like that insight is so useful. And this play, has that by the ton.
A moment that particularly stuck with me was when the head of engineering, I think his name was Martin, started to confront his own biases after he'd been so defensive about how he didn't want to do the training. And then suddenly he felt the impact of like, oh, my top performer is now leaving because she doesn't like working here. It was really cool to almost see him reprogramming his brain in like real time. And I think for companies where there are people who push back, they might see themselves in Martin.
It's really important to put a mirror up in people's faces so that they can see the damage that they are inflicting on people, because everything that was described is reality for too many of us.
I think there were some super accurate points within this that I recognized from experiencing myself, and it was an incredible way to see the experiences of myself and so many people portrayed in a way that felt like it was true to life.
The only way that things are going to change and the world is going to move forward in love and respect for everyone is if we give the same energy and level of care to every person that exists in those spaces, even if it's one or two people. There's a lot of talk, there's a lot of supposed action, but at the end of the day, there is a lot of injustice and inequality. And I really think that something like this play or whatever format it's presented in, it's about time.
It's really important that this play gets out there so that more people's careers aren't cut short early and their mental health damaged on account of workplace cultures like that.
I think if you're investing in this particular play, you're investing in the future of your children, your own future, which I think is a really big deal in terms of where we would like to see the future be, in unity.
And that's really what the First World War is about. Real people with strong opinions about topics that matter, trying to come together and find common ground. Ultimately, it's an exercise in elevating empathy and compassion and kindness.